Blake and Ryan Reynolds, what Justin Baldoni's defamation suit tossed? And is Colleen Hoover allegedly retiring amidst the drama? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We've been live. What a show it's been. We've had a lot of fun on here, and you guys should definitely check out the full stream. We had a blast. Check it out. Let's go through these latest updates, though. I wanted to recap a lot of the stuff we've covered, including Colleen Hoover allegedly retiring amidst the It Ends With Us drama. We're going to go there in a second, but first, Blake and Ryan are aiming to have Justin's suit tossed. Oh, Judge, don't even humor it. It's all lies. Let's just come on, Judge. You know it's us, Deadpool, and the girl who married Deadpool. We don't need to go through all this, do we? You want to come by a Taylor Swift concert and say instead, huh? That's what I feel like they think they're doing here. But this is not going to fly. While they want to just toss the thing, it's a delay tactic. It truly is. And that's, of course, what Justin's lawyer is saying. All these motions to dismiss are just yet another attempt by Miss Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Leslie Sloan to hide and delay the discovery of the hundreds of pages of true facts and well-documented information that we remain dedicated to providing publicly with full transparency. Let's see. We expect such motions to be denied, and in the meantime, stand ready to oppose each and every one of them. Of course. Now, aren't they going to try and their own motions to dismiss? It's pretty standard. I don't think this is much of a news story, but of course, Blake and Ryan can never and will never take any accountability. So yet again, they're trying to just have it be thrown away because, they're rich, famous people. That's what they're doing. So I don't know, Blake. Yeah, I think you're going to need to get some more dragons on this one because this isn't going away the way you think it is. In fact, you've now gotten Colleen Hoover. It's seemingly so upset. She's now retiring. Now you're going to blame Justin and his minions. Oh, his audience is so toxic. But let's take a moment to really think about this. This is coming in from Des Mois. They are saying that this is coming in. She's stepping back from the public eye amidst this legal battle. According to their sources, she showed support, obviously, before, but now she's seemingly regretting sort of getting involved as we go back and remember. Yeah, never wilt was the comment. She really, really leveled in. She wrote, "You have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Thank you for being the extraordinary human that you are, or exactly the human that you are. Never change, never wilt." There it was. Now, I guess the next story had the I don't see it linked here, but apparently she also, oh, there it is, New York Times. She linked the article. So she was like, "How dare you, Justin?" and sent this out. And it didn't go over well. She then left Instagram amidst all the drama, and now the rumors are she's just retiring. Now, I think she's just stepping back. She's clearly already done that when the Instagram went off. But look, I did share a theory. I don't know Colleen Hoover. I don't have strong opinions about her, to be honest. I don't. All I know is she tried to sell a coloring book of It Ends With Us, and that didn't go over well. It didn't go over well with fans. We went through sort of the bad stuff that Colleen and her son, who was young at the time, did. But again, all of it, it's just, she just wanted to make some money. Her son might be weird. I never saw her actually specifically come at Justin. Not yet. And it's interesting because as I was sort of playing this out to the audience that was watching, I assume Blake Lively piled it on pretty thick. And there's a part of me, again, I need to hear more. I don't know. But if Colleen was sold a story by Blake of, "Girl, I'm so grateful for your book and I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. Justin's really it's made me feel so uncomfortable with his actions. He's just been harassing me, making me feel uncomfortable. But if I say something, it might stop the whole movie. I know how important this movie is for you. So I don't know. Maybe we just stick together and we do this, right? And just, I don't need to say anything. What do you think?" If she's coming at Colleen that way, and to other cast members, Brandon, my gosh, my man, Justin's not the guy I thought, and I'm so grateful you're here. You've been such a gentleman, and honestly, you should go to my agents. They were eyeing up a new part of Wolverine. I think you'd be really good. But also, man, Justin's the worst. Do I have your back? Will you support it? If she's going around doing this to cast and to Colleen, there's a version of the story where I could have some empathy for them. They've been brainwashed She's been offering them really delicious looking Kool-Aid served by Taylor Swift at an Eras Tour concert. So there is a version that's like, look, in Hollywood, that's how you succeed. You stab each other in the back. You need to get networked to famous people to keep working. Otherwise, you're thrown to the wolves and you don't get another gig. So it's a tough place to be. Now, that said, I don't know how involved Colleen was. All I know is, let's wait and see. Is she really going to come in? Does she have proof against Justin? Does she regret doing it? All I know is if you're harassing Colleen Hoover, try to step back and look at it with some empathy. You don't know the full story. No one should be harassing her anywhere. Let's sort out what actually happens. I get it. Some of you are upset, and you do have a right to be upset that she's out there seemingly attempting to monetize her stuff, but this looks kind of therapeutic. I don't know. Selling a booze brand is way worse in my opinion. That's just me. But look, I'm trying to give them some benefit of the doubt. I am. And she doesn't even have the rights to her book anymore. Justin does. And so at the end of the day, I do look at Blake more as the manipulator based on the evidence Justin's providing and the things we're learning and the fact that the things Blake's saying aren't actually true. All of this isn't looking good for Blake. It just isn't. So that's the big issue I want to talk about. On top of that, as we discussed earlier, these Reddit threads are pretty damning. They do paint a pretty big picture of, she was trying to threaten Sony and say, look, if you don't do it my way, you're going to be dealing with an SH claim on your movie and it's going to tank it. Now, earlier in the show, we did have Donna Bowling on. She was great. She actually shared a lot of interesting thoughts. Go check out the full replay if you want to watch her piece as well. But she had posted this Reddit thread. That's where I found it from. That's actually who I found it from. But others were, I realized that emailed it even before anybody else did. All this stuff's all out there. But as she was sort of pointing this out, she made a point, and I agree with her wholeheartedly. If Blake Lively really did sit there and go to the New York and threaten Sony that she was going to go to the New York Times with a story about the SH, if they didn't get her version, then shame on her. She spoke as a woman. I'm not a woman, I know, but I agreed with the take. I'm going to echo it, what she said. For any woman to be SH'd on a set, I would think, and she agreed, the goal should be to make sure you are out of that zone or doing everything you can to make sure everyone else is safe. So you're going to the bosses to complain and to make sure it's changed and stopped, not to use as a threat to get something. If you're using it as a threat to get something, well, then you're a manipulative POS. That's just abhorrent. So again, the reason everybody, as we reported earlier, this thread's been blowing up is just because it was written 6 months ago, but a lot of it is true. And so that part of it in there seems like, was that really the intent? The fact that they got everything else right leaves us all to believe, could this actually be real? And was she really out there attempting to threaten Sony so she could get her cut of the film? That's shocking. She goes on to explain some stuff about Taylor, as we talked about, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt Taylor Swift would make them fire a composer that she didn't like. Taylor Swift, who I love, I think is massively talented. I still do. She's a great singer-songwriter, but she's very aggressive. She will do whatever she can to protect her rights, to get more money, to do what she has run over a lot of people. I always think of Olivia Rodrigo, who was like young and looking up to Taylor, was the biggest fan. Now they seem to have really different feelings. And Taylor took the rights to a song that Olivia wrote that sort of was inspired by Taylor, but it has nothing to do with Taylor's song. Taylor took the royalties. She's like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll take your royalties. She's like Thanos doing infinity rings. Taylor will take anything, even if she doesn't need it. And she didn't need it. And she took Olivia, this upstart musician who I feel like Taylor is probably slightly threatened by, and accepted it. And that was one point where I was always like, really? Did you need that? This is how you do it? Taylor's, while I respect Taylor musically, she can have a dark side. Absolutely. And she could push people over. I do think she's bullied people behind the scenes. I do. At the same time, I think she's massively talented. She's earned her way up there. But in order to get there, you gotta run over people. Whether you like it or not. And if you can't be that type of person, then don't go to Hollywood. You got to bully over people to get famous and stab in the back and do it. And I think Blake's doing it. And I think Colleen got lost in the shuffle, honestly. I hope Colleen wises up And if Colleen does the right thing, and I think she'd win back a lot of her audience too, if she actually had the right thing and said, you know what, I was wrong. I jumped to the conclusions too quickly. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, Justin. You were good to me as well. And I was just sad to hear this. And you know what? I'm going to remove myself from the situation until it's resolved in court. I really do love them both. They both were very kind to me, and I'm sorry I chimed in. And I'm sorry to my audience if I disappointed anybody. I should have stayed silent as they worked this out. Blah, 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 blah. As the book points out, these can often be very messy and more complicated, and I shouldn't have chimed in. Hello, can someone hire me as a PR person? Because that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Are you listening, Colleen? Call me up. You can use it for free. That's how you solve it. Be the better person. Accept it. Own it. And then admit that there's been some manipulation. That would be amazing. That's my 2 cents. So look, could this be true? I think it is true because she's deactivated her Instagram. I think she's taken a pause. She's retiring for now, for sure. And I'm sure she'll come back if and when the dust settles or whatever. But look, I guess that's part of the reason I'm trying to be nice. Because one, we should all be nice to everybody. Like Coach Bolton's trying to do now. Call up Bart. Come on. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I got in a big fight with her brother-in-law, Bart Johnson, who played Coach Bolton on High School Musical. Go check out us on Instagram. We're a Popcorn Planet Instagram is going to have more stuff I hope to post. And he's all about love, and we should be right. He's right. We should. And if by that stretch, Colleen and Bart and anybody else on her side who spoke up too quickly, correct it and make it clear. Like, now that we've heard both sides, I don't know where we're to go. And this isn't to say I don't believe Blake, but we are now in a place where this needs to go legally. And I'm sorry I spoke up, and I shouldn't have spoken up in the beginning. We shouldn't just believe everybody right out the gate, because that means you don't believe the other person. And unless you were there and you know firsthand, you shouldn't chime in. And if you were there firsthand, Colleen, and Justin is a creep, then you need to call him out even louder. Why is everyone afraid to call out Justin if he's in fact a creep and you saw it and there's more evidence that we don't have? Say it loud and proud. Out the creep who's an abuser, predator, whatever. If he's doing real SH, say it loudly and proudly. Why is everyone now quiet? Oh, now I'm not going to say anything. I mean, that looks real bad. It looks bad that Blake didn't say it immediately during the strike and walk away. And it looks even worse now that all these cast members who turned to support Blake are now silent when she needs it the most. Their silence is deafening, and to me, it says a lot. It really does say a lot. So, who does it end with? We'll see. This thing's not ending anytime soon, I don't think. And we will make sure we cover it all the way. In fact, we're working on a documentary, guys. Hit that bell, smash the like, leave a comment. But we are working on an actual It Ends With Us documentary. We really are. Still trying to figure out the name. It's a lot of keywords to try to figure out. But if you want to support it, and us, head on over our Patreon. That's where you'll be able to view it. All our paid Patreon members will be able to watch it there. We have a lot of other documentaries we're working on. One's already up there. Support us. You can sign up for free so you can get alerts. But if you can afford to, sign up, pick a level. We are going to adjust some of those perks, and the higher investor levels, you'll get a name in the movie. So now's your opportunity to really step up, help us get in there. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting and watching. Like I said, support us there. You can also support us over on Popcorn Planet on Instagram. Going to try to get you more stuff over there, stories and posts. We're working on trying to find some of you guys to help us fill that with more content. A lot of you keep asking. I want to try to get somebody in to help us do that. So a lot more stuff is coming. You're not going to want to miss.